Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. Wow, back-to-back-to-back nights, John.
Yeah, busy week for us here at West Prairie High School. Of course, if you missed it, we had the Route 9 rivalry the past couple of nights between West Prairie and BPC. The varsity girls team was able to get the better of the Spartans last night. JV team didn't fare as well, but now we're right back here, and we got a matchup against the Farmers.
We'll see if I've got any voice left.
Yeah, yes. Many intros, many words spoken the past couple of nights for you, Greg.
It has been. This has been kind of weird. I mean, we had full games to do. I assume not sure how we're going to do the JV. They haven't told me yet. You and I just kind of follow along.
Pretty much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to West Prairie Junior Senior High School for today's matchup between the Farmington Farmers and your West Prairie Cyclones. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise. Gentlemen and ladies, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. And now the starting lineups first for the visiting Farmington Farmers. Number 1, Madeline Hanlon. Number 3, Kylie Miller. Number 5, Mariah Hayden. Number 11, Emily Valianatos. And number 33, Anna Wabel. The Farmers are coached by Brad Whitcomb, assisted by Kenzie Vonk and Lily Mendez. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time to meet the starting lineup for your West Prairie Cyclones. Number 2, Maddie Hood. Number 3, Grace Vanonic. Number 5, Madeline Sullivan. Number 10, Lauren Powell. And number 13, Lindsay Dunn. The Cyclones are coached by Grant Bland, assisted by Bailey Watts. Officials for tonight's game, Alan Thompson, Nick Knowles, and Wyatt McGrew. Good luck to both teams this evening. All right. Now I get a few days rest on that.
Yeah, only one intro tonight, too.
Well, who knows? Maybe we'll just double down. We'll just do an intro for every quarter, John.
Oh, geez. Could you imagine?
Yeah, I can imagine that. And all the folks at home. Hood will jump it up. And tip is going to be controlled actually by the Farmers. That is Miller throws it wide of the mark. And she was looking for Valianatos. As Sullivan and Powell will walk it up here. Miller's going to guard her in the front court a little bit. Now to Sullivan. Sullivan wheeling down. Looks like man on man put on here by the Farmers. Powell in the corner to Vanonic. Quick drive, fakes the 15-footer, 3 on the way, is good. Well, the hot shooting continues.
Yeah, we saw the Cyclones kind of shoot the lights out last night. A lot of threes in that one, and Powell gets on the board early with 3 from herself.
13 threes in the ball game last night. As Miller comes under the basket, shot up and no good. Rebound snagged by Lindsey Dunn. Shot was up by Hayden, the junior. Sullivan quickly up to Venonic. Down to Powell. They left her wide open again. That one a little wide. Valianatos with the rebound. She'll come back the other way. Quickly up to Hayden. Hayden. And shot up and on the way. No good there by Wabel. Wabel way out with that one, and it's 3-0. 7-minute mark here of this first quarter of play. Cyclones with the lead here as Powell works it to Sullivan. Wheeling toward the near side, nearly picked it. Now does have it picked there by Miller. In the lane she goes, up and in and good. And it's a 3-2 lead for the Cyclones. They'll bring it back the other way. Sullivan down the far side looking for Powell in the corner. She'll come up and wheel around. Slides in the lane. The Euro step won't go. And now makes it 3-2. Back come the Farmers with a chance to take the lead. Wabel crashing in. A little skid of the foot there.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to call it for a second. A little delayed reaction on that one, but got the travel nonetheless.
Coming on the way, Powell, Miller. Trying to use that length to bother Sullivan and Powell up top to Venonic. Far side wing looking at Hood. High post top of the key. Sullivan 3 on the way. It is no good. Rebound caromed around. And Miller outraces Dunn to the ball. Puts it up, puts it in and good. And the Farmers have the lead at 4-3. Venonic now with it to Sullivan. Sullivan a couple bounces. Comes down into the far side corner. Drives lane. Puts it up. Nice drive. Can't get it to go. Miller on the run. Powell trying to close her off. And Miller pulls it on out of there. And Miller right into the defense. Kiss of the glass and good. And a little sluggish start here for the Cyclones tonight, John.
Yeah, we saw them knock down the 3 early on. Since then, a couple turnovers, a couple bad shots. Haven't been getting much to fall. Farmers playing great defense. And just as we mentioned that, Grace Venonic knocks down the deep 3 to tie up the game.
Venonic ties it up at 6. 5-minute mark of the first quarter of play. Valianatos going to dribble down. 2-3 zone here by the Cyclones. Miller thought 3, pulled it back. Now gives it out for Hanlon. Couple fakes, and we got a foul on Dunn. And that'll be Dunn's first, team first, as Wabel will trigger it inbounds. Wabel launches it cross court. Valianatos pulls it down. Over to Hanlon. Hanlon looking into Wabel. Nope, throws it. Well, I'm not really sure which way she was going. Was she going to Hanlon or was she going to Miller?
I think she was trying to get it to Miller, but Powell with the active hands on the outside got a little deflection.
Wabel down the lane, puts it up, puts it in. And let me tell you, that's just too easy. If you're playing a zone defense and somebody cuts you to ribbons like that, that's a problem. As Cyclones come back, nice backdoor cut by Lindsey Dunn, misses the layup. Wabel snags the rebound. And back will come Miller the other way. Powell picking her up. Actually, Cyclones kind of morphed into a 1-2-2, dribble down. Hop, skip, and a jump, and a little too much hop, skip, and jump. Travel brings it back over to Cyclones. 8-6 here. 4 minutes, 11 seconds left to go on the first quarter clock. And, John, the Cyclones are getting the shots they want. You just got to get some more of them to fall.
Yeah, that was a great look on the last possession. A nice bounce pass feed down into Dunn. Dunn had a great look at the rim as that ball is almost going to hit the coach. As you mentioned, just not able to capitalize on that easy bunny. But you got to think as this game goes on, some of those might start falling.
Well, and the other thing is, John, for the Cyclones, first night they weren't in the gym. Last night they playing again tonight. With low numbers, that's going to do that. It's going to be really hard to keep that energy up. And a bouncer from Miller. Sullivan with it, throws it out to Valianatos, who's trying to go to Hood. And Sullivan will get the foul.
And you appreciate trying to push the action, but you got to make sure Maddie Hood had already turned and headed up the floor. Got to turn and give a look there. Miller will trigger it inbounds. Box offensive set on the out of bounds. Looking in. Wanted Valianatos or Wable. Comes in the corner. Shot on the way. Good. Drops one in by Hayden. And extends the lead to 5. Venonic right back the other way. To Powell. Looking for Hood in the paint. Drives in a little bit herself. Goes up. Shot off glass is good. John, you would know more about that than I do, but man, I don't know how she does it, but sometimes they go in.
So, sometimes when I see Powell shoot some of those, I just got to shake my head and give congratulations because I don't know how they fall either.
And back-to-back threes by Hayden. Puts the Farmers up 14-8 as Grace Venonic works with it, working that far side. Powell trying to snake her way in there, and they're going to whistle Wable for a foul, I believe. And it is Wable going to pick up the personal foul, and that'll put Lauren Powell up at the free throw line, trying to get the Cyclones back rolling. First one, little off to the side, no good. And I gotta say, just heard Grant Bland say body language, but third night in a row, it's you can tell a little bit of a slog here tonight for the Cyclones. And that's with low numbers, you know, it is hard. 3 nights in a row and hard, tough games. Yes, they do conditioning. Yes, they are athletes. But it's just still hard to keep that energy. And also, I was thinking about this too, and actually a game like last night, John, where the momentum, you know, was all on the Cyclones side. That might be a little bit of a letdown for tonight too.
Yeah, you know, the Cyclones came out here last night, got a big W against BPC. Now all of a sudden they're down quick in this one. And as you mentioned, you know, 3 nights in a row, that starts to wear on you a little bit. Cyclones going to have to dig deep here, find a way to get themselves back into this one. They've done a nice job keeping it relatively close, but now just got to, as we mentioned earlier, make some of those shots that they were missing in the beginning.
Sullivan driving down, pulls up her dribble, comes to Venonic. Venonic, short jumper, no good. Rebound, Sullivan, she'll put it up, get partially blocked, miss. Wable with the rebound, and off to Miller. And Farmington has been fairly patient. Miller's had a couple fast breaks, but really been very patient here. Works it out for Hanlon, over to Miller. They run her on a cut 3. Got to watch Hayden's hit 2 threes for Valianatos. Driving on Sullivan, missed it. Wable the rebound, it won't go, and she bats it out of bounds. It'll go over to the Cyclones. And dare I say, weather's a factor, and you look at me or look at the TV and say, wow, Greg, they're inside. That's dumb. No, it's just kind of that gray kind of nasty day. You go to school, you be in that. It does weigh on you a little bit. Sullivan with it, drives in, puts up, shot, won't go, rebound, Dunn had it for a moment. Valianatos took it away, and Miller comes out of it with it. Minute 20 left to go here in the first quarter. Miller right through the defense, puts it up and good.
Wild shot there. Eurostep just kind of underhand scooped it up there. Miller's able to get it to go down.
Venonic, second shot, no good. Rebound tip. Wable's going to take it out of there. And the Farmers can put it up to a 10 or 11-point lead here. Under a minute they go. We'll see if they work for one. Running a double low stack set to Valianatos, high post, handoff to Miller. And you can see, John, everything seems to be running through Miller. And I say that, now she'll go out. As she and Hanlon go out, coming in for them. Paige Stevens. And also into the contest, Abby Akers. But they are running pretty much everything through Miller.
Yeah, all of the offensive sets involve her ball handling, catching that ball in the high post, looking backdoor cuts, stuff like that. Cyclone's going to have to find a way to slow her down.
And Stevens will commit the personal on Powell. Just the second on the team. And we've had a pretty clean first quarter that way. Dare I say a quiet first quarter. Dunn into Powell. She'll put shot on the way. Missed it. Rebound, Wable pulling it down, and out they'll come. To Valianato. She'll come crashing across the line, driving down, kick out. And the shot on the way, no good. Rebound, Lindsey Dunn out of there. Nearly lost it, and now does. Out of bounds, it'll come back over to Farmington. 18.9 seconds left to go here. Valianatos looking to trigger in. Sullivan says no thank you. Nice grab by Caleb Hall. Well played, I will say, by Caleb Hall.
Yeah, good hands over there in the doorway.
Good hands from a volleyball coach. Please, no volleyball coach hate mail. Shot is up by Wable, and the rebound by Hayden. Puts it up and draws a foul. And that is on Lauren Powell. Her first, I believe. As Hayden will be up at the free throw line. Free throw is no good. Stays at 18-9. Ready's the second one. On the way, no good. And I believe it was Valianatos in the lane a little bit early. Sullivan into Powell, works it up against Stevens. Over to Sullivan. Sullivan wheeling back to the far side. Powell in the corner. Looking for some place to go. Lost the handle on it. And Valianatos with a scoop and missed it. And that's the end of the first quarter play. 18-9 lead here for the Farmington Farmers right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
We're an 11-bed ER. I pride myself on every day that the patients get what they need and see a physician when they need it. We want them to be headed towards the road of recovery when they leave here. I feel like we have nurses that care so much. We're more than a team. It's a family, and we want what's best for the patient.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
We are back here, second quarter action ready to get underway. And coming back on the floor for the Cyclones, it is Lauren Powell, Maddie Hood, Grace Vanonic, also Madeline Sullivan and Lindsey Dunn. As Powell dribbling it around there. And right now, just very, very little movement here in this Cyclone offense.
Yeah, not a whole lot of energy being displayed by them. Got to figure out a way to fix that if they're going to crawl their way back into this one.
And I'll tell you what, if they were plants, they'd have grown roots by now, because just got to get some stuff moving. Powell dribbling down. Valianato's going to get out of there, and Powell going to give her second foul. And a little frustration, I believe.
I was going to say the same thing.
Mason Shipman comes in. Janie Phelps will check in. Replace Maddie Hood. Well, I don't know, John, and again, I'm not the smartest guy on the planet, even though I will probably tell you that from time to time. One way to get energy out of kids, jump into a press. Put them in a press, make them press, get up, and give them a little bit of energy, get them moving as Wable storms her way in for a 2 and ups the lead to 20 to 9. Shipman in the lane, lost the handle on it. Throws it out to Vanonic. Vanonic, a fake, drives, kick out to Sullivan. 3 on the way. No good. Rebound pulled down by Valianato. Shipman giving her chase, and she lost it. Stolen away by Dunn.
Yeah, and to your point, Greg, the Cyclones did such a good job pressing against BPC last night. I mean, you'd like to see them come back into that one, get a little more momentum in this one, and as you mentioned, kind of pick up that energy pace.
Miller driving in, shoot shot no good. Vanonic down with it. Off to Sullivan. Sullivan down to the far side. Needs help, give to Shipman. Shipman driving in, nice drive. Lindsey Dunn the rebound. Trying to get out of there to Vanonic. She'll scoot. Give to Sullivan, back to Vanonic, a fake. Pull up 16-footer, no good. Rebound Lindsey Dunn, back to Vanonic. And motioning Janie Phelps out, or motioning for a screen, cross courts it to Dunn. Dunn crashing down, and Valianato's going to give the foul. And that's how you take the sap a little bit out of the Farmers. Make them play a little defense here. Decreases the energy on the other side.
Yeah, Cyclones have got to get moving in some of these offensive sets. See a lot of standing around, and as Coach Grant Bland said, just not some great body language.
To Vanonic. Drives the far side, drives in, and Dunn going up, fouled by Valianatos. Had kind of a collision there, not sure what the ruling there was. And Dunn will be at the free throw line to shoot a pair. 20-9 Farmer lead. Free throw is on the way. It is good. Dunn will try to make the second. Second one, no good. And the rebound pulled down there as Miller head up the court, driving through, lays it up, no good. Dunn down with the rebound. And they'll bring it over to Sullivan. Sullivan bringing it up here to Vanonic. Vanonic holds, back to Sullivan. Dribbles down, tried to go to Dunn, and Valianato said thanks for the gumball, Mickey. 20-10 here as the Farmers bring it up. Wable, quick spot for the three, no good. Dunn another rebound, and off to Sullivan. Miller going to give her chase. As Vanonic driving in and draws the foul. That'll be number 2 on Wable. Nice job to draw the contact. I guess that would be called the NBA version of that, what that was.
Yeah, if there's any NBA fans out there, that's a move that James Harden used to use a lot, where you kind of bring the ball up from your hip, kind of flail the arms in the air as you're going up, get the contact. Vanonic tried to do that last time. I guess she just lost it out of bounds. No foul was called.
And Hood and Powell back in. Dunn and Shipman take a seat. Valianatos and Wable take a seat. So the Farmers significantly smaller. First one, or second one, no good. Tapped out of bounds by Sullivan. And actually they're going to say it'll go to the Cyclones. Now they'll change it back.
I'd say that's probably the right call. Sullivan skied up there and just slapped it out of bounds. Not sure what the underneath ref saw there. Maybe got a little piece of the hands or something.
Miller brings it over to Stevens. Down in the corner for Hayden. Hayden driving in, shot up. Janie Phelps rebound out to Powell. Powell running, Stevens chasing her, comes up and draws another foul. And that already the 6th team foul on the Farmers.
And that's what the Cyclones got to do off these missed shots. You got to look to push the pace a little bit. As mentioned, get some more energy in here.
Well, and those some of the things you can do. You can put on a press. You can put on a press. You can put on a fast break. Start getting them out, getting them running. Anything to get the ticker going a little bit, get a little momentum. And now Lauren Powell making 2 in a row. And now we've got a timeout called by Coach Whitcomb. We'll thank some of our very fine sponsors, including JoJo's Gaming Parlor, offering the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. See us on the big screen. Stop by JoJo's, 776 North Cole Street, Bushnell. Cheer our area teams on to victory. Now, you know what? You may look at the hat rack and you think, I have enough hats. No, you don't. Barkley Bills Company has a hat brand built on 2 staples, comfort and style. Specializing in snapback trucker-style caps, check out the selection or consider customs to build your business at barkleybillsco.com. Don't let the hat rack fool you. Always room for one more. M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store, is a mainstay in the community, offers free delivery within 40 miles. Quality home furnishings. See M&B Furniture, 41 West Main Street in Bushnell. Give them a call at 309-772-2111. Just some of our fine sponsors, and folks, I'm going to wear you out with this. Every broadcast, I'm going to say it. Please say a thank you to our fine sponsors. They help us able to put this up on YouTube, pay for the equipment, which is expensive, and bring this home to you. So if you're enjoying it, please, 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 please say a thank you to our very fine sponsors. Miller back in the ball game, as is Wable. And Wable's got the 2 personals, so got to be a little careful as they swing it around the top. Couple of dribbles there. Now to Gilstrap in the lane for Wable. Kick out in the corner. And the rebound snake down. And we've got a foul in there. And they whistle that on Grace Vanonic. I think that was kind of a pick your poison.
Now both teams 1 foul away from putting the other one into the bonus.
Box offensive set. Has Miller open in the corner for a second. Now they bring it out top. Nice job by the Cyclones to jump around a little bit. Miller pulls up 16-footer and gets it to go. 22-12. And now coming back the other way, they bring it to Vanonic. Vanonic down in the corner. Powell 3 on the way. It is no good. And Hood going to commit the foul. She was trying to reach up and over for the ball and committed the foul on Akers, who will come down and shoot a couple. And on Maddie Hood, I believe that's her second. Lindsey Dunn back in. Janie Phelps will go out for West Prairie. And Akers at the free throw line. This will be the 1-and-1. And we've got a push foul. And that will be on Miller. That could have been dangerous. That could have been Wable's third. And we'll go the other way and shoot free throws. So I went to a basketball game and a free throw shooting contest broke out. Actually, that's a free throw shooting contest and a hockey game broke out. And as are we all, the metaphor is adaptable. 3:45 and counting here in this first half play, 22-12. Powell applying a little pressure on Miller. Gilstrap in the lane for Wable. She'll bounce down. And shot no good in the lane. Wable and Hood tie it up. And possession arrow will stay with Farmington.
Farmington did a nice job there. We kind of saw BPC do that for some of the night last night, where you have one post player kind of catch the ball right in the middle of the paint, right where the volleyball court kind of ends there, out of bounds, and hit the other one on the backdoor cut underneath the basket.
Lindsey Dunn going to pick up the personal foul. And stepping up to the free throw line will be Gilstrap. 22-12, as the Farmer's been threatening to try and break this open. Free throw on the way. It is no good. And that was actually a 2-shot. It wasn't the 1-and-1. Second one is good. As Vanonic quickly runs it up the court, hands off to Dunn. Dunn dribbled off her foot, got back control. Comes to Sullivan to Powell. Powell, wheel and lane, and lost the handle on it. Out of there with it comes Miller. Miller driving in on Dunn, lays it up, no good. Little out of control. And back the other way comes Powell. Powell down to the baseline, wheels in again, flips it up and flips it in. I am not sure she even saw where the basket was.
No, just trying. I think mostly she was just trying to get the foul call there, but did a nice job playing defense down there, not committing the foul, but the shot goes either way.
Gilstrap with it, bobbled, comes over to Miller. Miller kick out in the corner, shot on the way, no good, too hard off the rim. Sullivan had it for a moment, and then it's picked up there by Akers. Back to Gilstrap with 2:40 left to go here, first half, 23-14. Working it down in the corner for Akers. Akers coming to Wable. Wable spinning, going up, hits the bottom of the backboard. Powell out of there with it, and she'll look to push. Driving in on Miller, lays it up, no good, and the rebound tipped out of bounds. It'll stay here. Sullivan looks to trigger in. As they bring it into Powell, people are a little slow picking up. She'll put it up, won't go. Sullivan high for the rebound, but lost it out of bounds. Offense been a little hard to come by in the second quarter because right now I believe we are working on about a 5-9 or 5-5 second quarter. They outnumber you 5-5. As Wable dribbles down, scooted a few feet. And she wanted a foul there. Didn't get it. Well, you know, the Rolling Stones said you can't always get what you want. Three-pointer on the way, no good. And Wable going to give a bump and a foul. And that's 3 on her. And she's been big underneath, so getting her out for the rest of this half or get her in a little foul trouble would make a big difference, John.
Yeah, Wable, as you mentioned, playing through some foul trouble here. And again, just the rebounding and the physicality inside's been big. A lot of that's come from her underneath the basket. So now here with 1:50 to go, her out of the game. West Perry might be looking to get a little bit more aggressive.
Done with 2 free throws. Inch him closer, makes it 23-16. As Miller and now Powell jumping up as they try to bring it in into Gilstrap. Back to Miller. Miller works. 1:49 left to go here first half. 23-16 lead. As Miller bounces it down. Kick out in the corner. Shot on the way. No good. Rebound. Miller had it. Lost it. Fight for it. And stepping out of bounds was... Who that was? That is Zaborak. And that'll come over to the Cyclones. Cyclones can chip a little bit more off. Get this down to something manageable, a deficit at the half. As Powell works it up. Over to Sullivan. Sullivan coming back to the far side. Benonic wheels out top, pulls up, and traveled as she went to set herself for the 3. Now Cyclones will drop back pressure as Hanlon will trigger it into Miller. And Miller will walk it up here. Looking to dribble. Backs it out a little. Over to Gilstrap in the lane, Zaborak. Bring it out, try to bounce it across again. Miller, 17 foot, a little too high off the backboard. Lindsey Dunn snakes it in. And off to Sullivan. Sullivan under a minute. Looking up Maddie Hood, thought they missed her, jumping up and down. Well, now Sullivan ran away from her. Gets the ball down to Venonic. Venonic driving in, lays it up, missed it. And the rebound scooped up and in by Gilstrap. Off in the hands of Miller. Miller up the near side quickly. Wheels back down the lane. Bounce out in the corner. Shot on the way. No good. And the rebound swatted out of bounds. It'll stay with Farmington. Miller to trigger. Once again, the box offensive set. Zaborak and Hanlon on the bottom. They'll come into Hanlon in the corner. As Powell chases her out of there. Drives in. Flips it up. And Hanlon hit the floor pretty hard. Undercut there. As kind of got legs taken, tripped up, and hit the floor pretty hard, but looks like she is okay. Pretty PO'd about it, but okay.
Yeah, the refs kind of letting the girls play a little bit here as we close in, or in the second half of the second quarter. A lot of fouls called in the first quarter, not as many here as of late.
That would be called controlled brutality. Done with the rebound. She'll wheel it out if she missed the shot to Sullivan. Over to Powell. Quickly to Vidonic with 4-3. three. Shot on the way, no good. And that's how the first half of play will end, with the score 23-16. We'll be back, talk a little bit more as we step aside. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I would have to say that is the most rewarding part of what I do, making a difference in people's lives, taking care of the women from puberty on through postmenopausal stages and seeing them go through the phases and stages of life.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are gonna watch out for us and they care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
Welcome back here in at the half, 23-16 lead. Been a whirlwind week for West Prairie. Say that 15 times fast. As last night, of course, the varsity boys took a loss on the chin there. The varsity girls played really, really well and had a pretty good game last night. Struggling a little bit tonight, trying to get themselves out of the mud here in this one. And John, as I said, there's different ways to get the pace increased, to get the girls' blood pumping and that. You shove a press on, you fast break, you do other things, you put them in man-to-man. You do things to get those feet moving, get them up, and get some energy in.
Yeah, or another thing that we were just kind of talking about while we were off air, you know, the good old scream at them a little bit, tell them that they need to show up, tell them they need to be here. Make sure that they know that they're playing a ball game right now. The body language is brutal out there for the Cyclones, and like you say, you know, playing 3 back-to-back-to-back games, that can be tough. I know it's exhausting, but this is definitely a winnable game for the Cyclones. They haven't dug themselves a hole that isn't completely insurmountable, so you just got to pick up the energy and find a way to get back into this one.
Well, what you would call that, John, is recalculating their biorhythms, or resetting their biorhythms. is what you do in those timeouts, is you try to get something going here, something to get them going. You shuffle a lot of people in and out. You really do. You just you change the game, or you change the outlook. And like I said, putting a press on, doing different things like that can make things a little different, putting them in a different offense that and folks will probably get tired of my philosophy, but I like a motion offense just because of the constant motion. You can run a motion against a zone just because it keeps players in constant motion and keeps them going, gets them into the game. And we'll see what adjustments Coach Grant Bland makes at the half. Having unreliable internet just doesn't cut it in today's world. MTC Communications offers lightning fast, reliable fiber internet, video camera, and phone systems in the McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas, and expanding quickly. Visit mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief Weekly Edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. You can also receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All this for only $42 per year or $38 per year if you're 65 or older. Copies are available at select locations. We're going to step aside. Our good friend, Mr. Dwayne Hulett, had an interview with some of the folks from MDH, talk about updates there. We'll step aside, be back with the second half pretty quickly.
All right, welcome back here. I'm with Dr. Ed Card from MDH. And Dr. Card, you're a face that a lot of people throughout Macomb, I've worked in Macomb in media for a long time, so I've heard your name, seen advertisements with your name and picture in it for, we're not going to talk about how long, but it's been a while, okay? You're quote-unquote retiring, sort of, but you're the chief medical officer still.
True. I am no longer doing surgery. I'm no longer doing clinical medicine. I have two very good partners coming in who are going to be taking over the clinical side of things. And I want to be there for them to help them with the transition into private practice and so just provide some support. They don't need a whole lot of support, but for what they do need, I want to be there. And then I'm transitioning into full-time administrative position as the chief medical officer, which puts me in charge of the quality program, the patient safety program, and the med staff office, as well as utilization management. And those are all areas that we've been working on in the past. And I've been chief medical officer for 2 years, but now I can devote a lot more time, a lot more energy to improving those programs, and by extension then improving the quality and safety of care at our hospital.
I feel like that seeing you as many years as you put in at MDH and being willing and able to stick around after you're done doing surgery, you're done doing your clinical hours, you're willing to stay here. To me, that must mean that you feel like MDH is on the right track and doing things the way you want it to be done, right?
I thoroughly believe that. I think we're in a better place now, clinically, administratively, and with the new surgeons. I think we're in a better place than we've been in all the time that I've been here. And while we've tried not to mention it, it's only been 38 years.
So you have a few things up your sleeve that you can, the new guys and girls and whoever might come after you while you're still here, you've got a few tricks you can probably teach them, right?
You pick up a couple of things in that long period of time of doing surgery. And when I started, I did a lot of vascular surgery, but most of that now is done by cardiology and radiology. So that has sort of faded, but we're doing a lot more laparoscopic things. Dr. Peck is actually trained in laparoscopy, took a fellowship. Dr. White is very, very good, and I think the two of them together, both women, but I think that they're going to be incredible. I really think they're going to be very, very good. And the strengths of one balance off the other areas for the other. It's really a very nice synergistic pairing of those two who are both very, very good.
And I would imagine that your license obviously is still going to be valid, so if it gets into a pinch and they call Dr. Card and say, hey, we need something right now, you're probably still here and able to do that?
I've been known to answer that. I'm still around and available if there are questions or problems or things, people need an extra pair of hands in the operating room or run into something they haven't seen before. I'm still going to be around for that, and in fact helped with an operation this morning. So I think that's going to be a nice transition for me, because I don't have to just stop being in the operating room, and hopefully helpful for Dr. Peck and Dr. White as well.
I would imagine after 38 years, just stopping something would be like stopping cigarettes, right? It'd be really hard to do.
Oh, no.
No? Oh.
Not being on call is pretty okay. I'm enjoying that. So that is not a difficult transition at all. Came to town when I was 29 years old and have been doing surgery here all that time. And you sort of go through phases. There's the scared phase when you're first starting. Then there's the I can't believe how exciting and fun this is. And I've moved into the third phase, which is this really is work. So I think it's time for me to move to other things, and certainly not compete for patients with our two new surgeons.
Well, I can speak for most of the people, I think, in Macomb and McDonough County. We're happy you're still around. Thank you for everything you've done through the years. I think that you've probably become a Macomie homie after spending over half your life here anyway, right?
Pretty close. I still can't trace back people's ancestry 3 generations like everybody else in town can. So I'm not a true Macomite yet. But the other side of that is that the community has been incredibly kind to me through the course of my career, entrusting me with their care and with...
Well, we'll catch up at the end of that some other time. I do thank the folks at MDH making themselves available. Of course, one of our big sponsors here. And damn this scoreboard. That's got to be my thing from now on. I'm not sure what it's doing, but anyway, it is the third quarter. Lauren Powell dribbling down there, wheeling in the lane, shot high in the air. Nope, no friendly rim, and it's pulled down by Valianatos, joined by Wabel. Also Hanlon, Miller, and out in the corner, it is Hayden. Into the corner, Hayden. Out to Valianatos, into Miller. Miller a fake, kick out. Hanlon three, no good, and the rebound, Wabel. And that's what she does in there, just really able to be physical, get Maddie Hood out of the way, and push her way in there and get a basket. And that's one thing the Cyclones really got to pick that up on that end. Get some defensive rebounds. Lindsey Dunn wheeling around the top, nearly lost it. And now has it picked away. Dribbling up and on the way, and nice job by Maddie Hood to knock that one away.
Nice hustle play from Hood, and that's the type of energy the Cyclones need. Hustling back on defense, trails her for a little bit and is able to slap it out of bounds. Save a couple points there.
Miller looking in, had Valianatos for a moment. Nope, comes out in the corner. Three on the way, no good. Sullivan high for the rebound, and Wabel just took it away from her, John.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about, just that physicality down low, you know. I believe that was Dunn, or is that Sullivan down there that had it for a second?
Sullivan.
I think it was Sullivan, yeah. And Wabel, as you mentioned, just kind of ripped it away from her. Sullivan thought she had it. But again, just that physicality down low, it's really been troublesome for the Cyclones.
And Miller calling for the reach in. And she would be another one. If they can draw a couple more fouls on her, get her out of the game, that'd make a big, big difference. A lot of things run through Miller. As for the Cyclones, things run through Powell. Grace Vanonic dribbling down, scoots the lane, can't get it to go. Got the rebound though. And she and Wabel tie it up. It'll be a Farmington basketball. And I'll tell you, Wabel, John, in this second half has really taken over on these first couple of possessions. Now bring it up quickly. Shot on the way by Hayden is no good. The air ball, Lindsey Dunn out of there. And now the Cyclones trying to push to Lauren Powell. Powell in the lane, bounces to Hood. Hood to Vanonic. And the extra pass won't quite get the stick. Farmington out with the rebound. As Wabel throws it away, threw it off of Miller's backside. Powell up to Sullivan. Sullivan open three. Good. Now that's a momentum breaker.
Yeah, Cyclones have come out in this half. They've had 4 decent looks. Eventually get that one to fall. Nice shot by Sullivan on the outside.
Over to Valianatos. She'll hold as Vanonic gives pressure. Drives lane. Bounces for Wabel. Power dribble. Puts it up and in. And she continues to be a one-lady wrecking crew. And she has all of their points here in this second half of play. And now to Sullivan. Sullivan dribbling down. Over to Dunn. Dunn wheels, pulls it back to Sullivan. Sullivan lobs in the corner of Vanonic. She'll drive to the lane, put it up, won't get it to go. Got her own rebound. And then stolen away, taken away by Madeline Hanlon. Off to Miller. Miller going to push. 10-point lead here for the Farmers. To Hanlon. Hanlon. Back out. Down in the quarter to Hayden. Hayden in the lane to Miller. Miller a fake, fouled on the way through. It's Hood or Dunn with it. And it is Hood. I believe that is Hood's third. So at the free throw line will be Kylie Miller. Trying to expand this up. I believe 11 has been the largest lead for the Farmers. As she hits the first one. And trying to make it 12 now. Second one on the way is good. 31-19, 4:50 left to go here in this third quarter as Grace Vanonic brings it up to Dunn. Cross courts to Sullivan. Sullivan to Powell. Powell holds, bounces it to Hood. Hood dribble in and has it knocked and stolen away. Miller with it. Now come back the other way. I think what they're trying to do is get a post look, maybe get that fourth foul on Wabel. Did a nice job, John, staying in position.
Yeah, and that's kind of what the Cyclones have to do. They've come out in the second half. They've attacked the basket well, but just got to be able to pick up the fouls. And 3 there extends the lead even further, up to 15 now.
Miller hits the 3. It's 34-19. They wheel it over to Dunn. Dunn looking around up top, comes back to Powell. Powell drives, nearly had it poked away to Dunn. Drives down, bounces to Powell. Powell comes out and over into Hood. Hood traveled as she went to back up. And the Cyclones just really off the mark. Inbounds to Miller. Coming up to the near side. Over to Valianatos. Down to Hayden in the corner. Thought 3, gets it in the lane to Miller. Miller driving down, puts it up. Won't get it to go, but guess who? Wable got it, missed it. Back to the Cyclones. 3:30 left to go here in this third quarter. They need to make a little bit of a dent in this. Got to get something going. Over to Sullivan. Working around. And Dunn spinning around up top. Over to Powell. Powell, quick 3 is good. 34-22. Farmington can afford to be really patient. They drive down to Hayden in the corner, out to Valianatos, working the far side now. Up for Miller. Miller down for Hanlon. She going to put a 3 on the way. That one banked in. As you know, John, the bank is always open.
Yeah, and that's a big answer, as we saw Powell knock down the 3 on the last possession. And again, just it seems like as soon as West Prairie does something right, gets some points on the board, Farmington comes right back with a big answer of themselves.
Powell with it, try to answer right back, and does. Now, here's the thing before we head to the fourth quarter. You got to get this one slowed down a little bit. You want to get it to single digits before you head to the fourth. There's no, of course, 12-point shot. Miller driving in. Scoop shot won't go. Rebound, Hood out of there with it. They're going to whistle Miller for the foul. I was going to say, they said 13, and I was like, nah, I don't think there's one out there.
And now with Miller off the court, these are big possessions for the Cyclones. 2:15 remaining here in the third quarter. Got a chance to get the lead down under 10 on this next possession. And as you mentioned, getting that lead to single digits as we head into the fourth could be huge.
And Lauren Bell, big basket there. Nice pass down from Sullivan. And the lead's down to 10. And here's how you do it. You just continue to pick your way in. It's now 10. Grace Fanonic with an ear steal. Valianatos taps it. And she and Powell go after it. Lauren Powell a little slow to get up there. And it'll be Sullivan bringing it in. I do believe Powell got the first down. Out to Vanonic. Grace Vanonic looking to drive, bounces to Powell. Powell holds it at her hip, looks to drive, goes down the lane, lays it up. No good. Sullivan right there for the board. To Bell, she'll shoot it up, won't go. And the rebound snapped up. Wable with it. Out to Valianatos. A minute and a half left to Wable. And this is where you pressure a little bit, get out pressure. Try to cause some turnovers to Wable in the lane, and Janie Phelps ties her up. Janie Phelps giving about 6 inches away to Wable and ties her up. Into the corner as they try to bring it down to Wable again, and this time she's fouled. See if it's on Sullivan or Phelps. It is on Janie Phelps as her second. Wable will put herself up at the free throw line, and as we said, John, she has really been huge for Farmington in this second half.
Yeah, he's really kind of single-handedly carry the offense, and I mean, it hasn't been pretty, but she's been able to get the job done down low. So
puts the lead back out to 11. And now we'll set herself at the line to try to get it back up to 12. By my unofficial count, has at least 6 or 8 points here in this quarter, and it's back to 12, 39-27, minute 14. As I mentioned, goal for the Cyclones, get it down to single digits before you hit the fourth. Over to Sullivan. Sullivan in the corner of Vanonic. Vanonic looking to drive, scoots through, scoop no good. Bell the rebound. Out to Powell. Powell to Vanonic. Vanonic looking here. Doesn't seem like it, but there is plenty of time. Sullivan wide open three, no good. And the rebound, Wable snaps it in. 47 seconds left. Valianatos works it over for Gilstrap, passes down for into the lane. Now Valianatos still in, out to Powell. Powell running on the way, had 3 chasing her and got it picked. And back over to Valianatos, up the court, quickly wings it up there for Stevens, in the lane. Wable, shot, no good. That'll be the third on Phelps as Lindsey Dunn will check back in. Maddie Hood will check back in as well. Wable back up to the free throw line. Free throw is good. That's 3 in a row for her. Pushing the lead back up to 13. Grace Fanonic out. Lauren Powell going to take a seat. Grant Bland trying to get him some extra wind here before we head to the fourth quarter. And 4 in a row by Wable. John, like I said, she has really taken over in this third quarter.
Yeah, and the excellent free throw shooting that we've seen on display from her, 4 in a row. Unofficially, and again, she's just been so big for Farmington. We saw Miller mostly in the first half initiating the offense, but now everything's starting to run through Wable.
Valianatos over the far side, 5 seconds left. Into Wable, she'll go up and shot is good. Domination by number 33 in this third quarter, and the Farmers lead it by 16 as we head to the fourth, 43-27 right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I chose MDH. We moved here, and I was researching different places that would allow me to VBAC, have a vaginal birth after C-section, and the doctors here do encourage that, and so I chose that after looking online, and I wouldn't want to deliver anywhere else because they all go above and beyond, and they're so kind and actually care about you.
And back here at Scioto, Good Hope Gardens, located at 445 East Main Street, Good Hope, just east of the North Elementary School, open April through October, Thursday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for all your fresh produce needs. They are preparing for the 2023 season now. Grover and Mary Jo DeCounter and family invite you to Good Hope Gardens. Come see where it's grown. Located in the heart of Walnut Grove and in business since 1974, Ryden Farm Supply can meet all your needs for LP, seed, fertilizer, and farm chemicals. Their LP service is unmatched in this area. Customer service is one of their specialties. Give them a call today at 309-772-3121. Macomb's original local sports bar is a Sports Corner at 124. With a focus on local sports, catch WIU games and all the area TSSR Game Time Live broadcasts at Sports Corner at 124, all while enjoying a cold drink and a nice meal. Stop in and see the Sports Corner, 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. It is Powell, Phelps, Dunn, Hood, and Vanonic on the floor for West Prairie. As they work it out to Dunn to Vanonic. Cyclone's going to have to put a little hurry on it as Vanonic has it stripped away. Out to Miller. Miller on the run as they try to chase her in. Miller up and in and good, and we've got a timeout called by Farmington. The Farmers bust this one open, and an 18-point lead in this one, and now it gets a little dicey. Not really the chuck and duck time, John, but you're getting in that territory.
Yeah, Cyclones you gotta move quick on the offensive end. It's starting to get do or die time here, down 18. And Miller has just been so big in transition. Farmers are able to get the turnover in. You know, when you put her out kind of at that lead point of attack and that defense, she's going to be able to get out on these fast breaks.
So Vononic and Powell will bring it up. 7:22 left here, an 18-point lead for Farmington. Powell over to Vononic. Vononic gives it to Phelps, dribbles up, top of the key, fires to Hood. Hood dribbles down, goes up. It is good, yes, and it counts. And that is number 4 on Wable. And that's the way you start it. Hood will shoot one on the way. Free throw is up and no good. The rebound, Miller has it. And away they'll come. 45-29, leads 16. Miller pressured here by Powell. Out to Valianatos. Valianatos driving in, comes to the corner, shot on the way. No good. Rebound, Wable. Trying to get in there, can't get it. Gets her own rebound, up, in, and good. And as I said, she just continues to dominate here inside.
Yeah, the Cyclones really no answer. I mean, she's just crashing the offensive glass. There really hasn't been many opportunities, you know, for her just catching the ball on the block, you know, as a typical post player. But being able to secure those offensive rebounds, you're already right under the basket. And she'll take a trip to the line. I believe she's still perfect in this game.
And free throws up and on the way and good. And the Farmers push it a little harder, 48-29, 19-point lead here. 6:45 left to go in the game. Coming out to Sullivan. Sullivan down the near side to Dunn, over to Hood. Hood driving in, goes up, can't get it to go. Rebound pulled away, and running out of there with it is Hayden. Hayden driving to the middle, kick out. Miller with the 3. It is no good. And Hood the rebound. She'll be fouled over the back. That one by Hayden. And if you're Coach Whitcomb, that is exactly what you don't want to do.
Yeah, definitely don't want to foul in that situation. Definitely don't want to get the Cyclones closer to the bonus, because that's exactly what Cyclones got to be looking for here. Got to get trips to the free throw line and score while the clock isn't running.
And Powell out top with it. Looking to drive toward the lane. Goes up, can't get it to go. Hood tried to grab it and throw it back up. Farmington the rebound. And the Farmers, 6 minutes left to go. Miller just running past everybody right through the middle. And traveled a little hippity hop to the barber shop. And now they'll come back the other way. Inbounds to Powell. Powell walking it up here. 48-29. Lead is 18, or lead is 19. Sullivan getting a pick from Hood. Drives in, pull up 16-footer is no good. Maddie Hood the rebound, out to Vononic. She'll spot 3, no good. And the rebound snapped up there, taken away by Hayden. Hayden lobbing up the court to Hanlon. Hanlon to Miller. And now they'll just sit there and run it. Coming over to the corner to Hayden, looking at Wable. Out to Valianatos, and Valianatos being patient. Now to Wable. Wable faces up, comes down to nice cutting Miller, misses it. And the Cyclones got to get it out of there. Powell going to push. Spins out. And to Vononic. Vononic 3 on the way. It is no good. Sullivan taps the rebound and can't get it. She goes sliding out of bounds. 48-29, 19-point lead here for the Farmers. And the perspiration being wiped up by the official. You do remember, ladies don't sweat, they perspire. Valianatos. Bounce for Wable. Actually, I'm not sure whether it's Wable or Miller. Wable flayed a hand at it. Hanlon. Trapped in the corner or out top. And as we, John, now for the Farmers, they can just, deflate the basketball and be patient, get a good shot, and, just do what they need to do. Wable another rebound, puts it up and puts it in. And that's kind of how the ball's bounced tonight for the Farmers. As Powell up, gets it stolen away. And Powell will commit the personal foul.
And again, you can just see the frustration starting to mount up for the Cyclones. Really just haven't been able to get going in this one. Just haven't been able to jump off the blocks, and you can definitely tell Powell picks up the frustration foul there, definitely.
Cyclone's going to apply a little pressure. Bring it up the sideline. Bounce down in the corner. And a Wable stolen away by Venonic. Actually, Wable just takes it right back. Shot up and on the way. It did no good. And Phelps did a good job blocking Wable out. Been able to tip it from her a couple times. Venonic out to Powell in the corner. Powell, the sidearm three, no good. And it goes out of bounds. Lauren Bell comes in. She will replace Maddie Hood for the Cyclones. 50-29, 21-point lead here for Farmington. As Valianatos will bounce it up quickly up the court to Gilstrap. Gilstrap for Valianatos, tied up by Venonic. Thrown around, and me guesses that they have swallowed their whistles a touch.
Yeah, a little bit. We've kind of seen that here in this game. Definitely physicality has been at large.
And Lauren Powell and Grace Venonic will go out for the Cyclones. Taylor Phelps in there along with Mason Shipman. Somebody's got to come get the ball. Shipman with it. Drives down and traveled as she is tied up. Zaborik, and also coming in Ella Peppel, and great night for Wable. Just was dominant inside. As you mentioned, Miller did the first half, and Wable just that third quarter took over.
Yeah, huge game from her, not only in the scoring department, but on those rebounds, defensively and offensively, just playing a huge impact in this game for the Farmers.
Zaborik putting it up, Sullivan with the rebound. Madeline Sullivan comes out of there with it. Slows, kicks it over for Phelps. Phelps over to Shipman. Shipman turns, gets it to go. 50-31. And they'll come back here the other way as they work quickly up to Stevens. Stevens and a shot on the way. In and good by Peppel. 52-31. Sullivan up top with it. Out to Taylor Phelps. Taylor Phelps bounces to Sullivan. Sullivan wheels. Up top. Over for, well, has it picked and stolen away by Akers. Akers up for Stevens, who bobbles it. Kick back out. And Akers with it. Drives toward the lane. Kick out on the outside. And back out. Holding on to it now is Gilstrap. Gilstrap will let the air out of it. 2.5 left to go here. 52-31. Stevens in the lane. Zaborik out to Akers. Shot is on the way. It is no good. And the rebound chased down there in the corner by Peppel. Over to Stevens. Zaborik kicking out to Akers. She'll fire it out. Gilstrap toes up the three. No good. And the rebound fought for. Dug out of there by Stevens. Now they'll dig it in with under 2 minutes left to go. Akers in the lane. Zaborik puts it up, and Bell going to give the personal. Lauren Bell will give the personal there, and that'll put Zaborik up to the free throw line. She'll ready to put it up and on the way. Free throw goes. So 53-31. Ready's the next one. On the way, no good. And the rebound pulled down by Taylor Phelps. Phelps over to Sullivan. And it makes it 53-31. Shipman with it in the lane, puts it a high off glass, won't get it to go. Bell a rebound, she'll put it up, won't go, fight for it. Taylor Phelps ties it up along with Akers. And it will be a Farmington basketball. Minute 34 left to go here in the ball game. As they will bring it on the way, Gilstrap. Dribbles across the timeline, bounces in the lane. Zaborik stolen away by Shipman. Shipman has it slapped right back and out of bounds by Gilstrap. It will be Cyclone basketball. Lauren Bell triggers it inbounds. And John getting some younger Cyclones a little bit of time in here, and a lot of people don't realize Madeline Sullivan's a freshman. Shipman a freshman as well, as is Taylor Phelps, so getting some young ladies some good time here.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, one of the starters for this West Prairie team, of course, Madeline Sullivan, is only a freshman, so you might be wondering why she's still out there. The game's basically over at this point. Pull your starters. But, again, she needs the experience just as much as everyone else. First year here at the high school level, starting for the varsity team. Definitely going to be one heck of a player in the future.
Gilstrap will bring it up. 1 minute, 11 seconds left to go here in the ball game. She gives it over to Stevens. Stevens waits, works it over. They seesaw back for it. Zaborek out to Stevens, down in the corner. Peppel now to Zaborek. She puts it up and puts it in. 55-31. Back will come Madeline Sullivan. Down to Phelps. Phelps holds it above her head. Taylor Phelps spins to the corner. Bounces it out to Sullivan. Sullivan now waiting here to Phelps. She will put up the three and won't go, but the rebound, out of bounds, it'll stay with West Prairie. 30 seconds left to go here as Janie Phelps will trigger it inbounds. Lob into Sullivan. Over to Shipman. Shipman wheels, puts up shot, no good, and rebound fought for. Sullivan pulls it down, kicks it over to Phelps. She'll shoot shot, no good, and the rebound, Stevens out of there with it. Stevens works it up with 17 seconds left here, so the Farmington Farmers going to come in, knock off the Cyclones here at home, and of course we'll have the JV game coming up in just a little bit as the two teams will square off there. And that will do it for this one, a 55-31, a beatdown late at the hands of the Farmers as they plow the Cyclones under, 55-31. This has been TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with the JV game in just a moment. You're listening to and watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.